This is the Greg Bedard Patriots Podcast with Nick Cattles.
Hey everybody, welcome into the Greg Bedard Patriots Podcast on the CLNS Media Network. Back here at Gillette Stadium for the first practice after a couple days off. The guys were in full pads. I would say it was a pretty spirited practice. It was all in the red zone, from high red zone work early to low red zone at the end. There was even some situational stuff where the final period was offense with the ball at the 25-yard line, 45 seconds left, had a timeout to work with. No touchdowns in that scenario. There was one close. Drake made a Javon Baker in the back corner of the end zone, but John Stretch Striker, who seemed to be working as the official today, ruled it incomplete. Some news off the top. Defensive coordinator Terrell Williams, who dealt with an undisclosed medical condition in the offseason, was away from the team, came back before training camp. He had to be attended to by trainers, and it appeared to be EMTs. The good news is he didn't leave with the EMTs. He left on a cart with a trainer. Zach Kerr, the linebackers coach, finished as the play caller in the practice. The Patriots updated it after practice. They said that Terrell Williams is just dealing with some dehydration. He's fine. They just were proceeding very cautiously due to his previous health issue, but he is doing fine now, so that's good news. Marcellus Dial, a cornerback who has done a good job, has had a strong camp, is in the mix with about 4 or 5 others for the last 2 or 3 cornerback spots. He went down with what looked like a very serious leg injury. He had to be carted off the field. That could be the end of the line, or at least this season for him. We'll have to see. The defense closed practice strong. Now, I will say early, I assume most of you guys know the difference between high red zone, which is sort of like, 20 to 30 yard line. Low red zone is 10 yards and in. In the high red zone period, the offense had the upper hand. Drake May tossed 2 touchdown passes to TreVeyon Henderson, another to Demario Douglas. Josh Dobbs had scoring passes to Javon Baker and Eftim Chisholm. TreVeyon Henderson had a tremendous day today. It was sort of his bust-out day. He had 2 touchdowns in the pass game. He had another one in the running game off an option play. So his speed, very apparent, very dangerous. Henderson beat Robert Spillane and then Christian Ellis, both on similar sort of wheel routes to the left corner of the end zone. Tough to defend. But I will say the defense really bowed up in the last couple periods. May was just 2 of 10 in the final 3 team periods after starting 8 of 10. Dobbs was 2 of 5 with 3 sacks. Anthony Jennings, who had a strong day, had 2 of those sacks. Dobbs was 2 of 5 with 3 sacks in the final team periods. Like I said, May almost had a miraculous touchdown. The defender's back was to May in the right corner to Javon Baker. But like I said, John Striker, he ruled it incomplete. He was right there, so I got to go with the ruling on the field. Normally what you get after a couple days off, the coaches are in the offices. They're talking about personnel, what they want to do going forward. Sometimes you get some personnel changes. You often do. We saw a little bit of that today. Garrett Bradbury was back at practice. Vidarian Lowe is off puff list, which is good. He seems to be being worked in very slowly, but I thought he had he went 2 and 1 in one-on-ones. Worked as sort of the third string left tackle, but they'll probably bring him along slowly. I would doubt he would be ready for the Commanders, but who knows. So the start offensive line was back together. Campbell, Wilson, Bradbury, Owenu, Morgan Moses. Moses did not finish practice. I don't know if that was by design or something cropped up. He has been on a bit of a pitch count this training camp. Another thing that was interesting was Ben Brown was almost exclusively at left guard today on the second team. I think that's the first time I've ever seen Ben Brown play anything other than center. Cole Strange was the second team center. So it really seems like those guys are competing to see if one of them can be that center guard, possibly can play both spots on game day type of thing. So Brown's getting to show what he can do at guard. I would say it's a mixed bag. I mean, he's all right, but his lack of athletic ability does show up more at guard than it does at center. And another thing to note, I don't know if this is in fact true, but at least this is what it looked like on the practice field. It sure seemed like Kyle Duggar saw his first team reps take a downturn in favor of rookie Craig Woodson. I did my 53-man roster this morning, and one of the things I discussed was Kyle Duggar could very well be on the trade or release block. That's what it seems like. So that's something to monitor. They didn't have the starting cornerbacks again. Davis was out there, but really didn't do very much. Let's see. I had Drake May of 10 of 21, 3 touchdowns. Josh Dobbs, 7 of 12, 2 touchdowns, 3 sacks. One-on-ones. Some highlights and lowlights. Michael Wenu was 3-0-1. Cole Strange was 2-0 with a decisive win. Had 2 really good reps. I had Will Campbell as 0-2-1 today. His 2 losses, both of them were very similar. Couldn't get a good initial punch and then lost on the outside. On defense, Keon White was a beast. Went 4-0 with 2 decisive wins. Kyrus Tonga was also very good, 2-0, 1 decisive win. And Elijah Ponder, number 91, who's had a good camp. He was 3-0. Sort of a mixed bag. Braden Swinson was 0-2-1. Joshua Farmer, the rookie draft pick, who I would say he just came back to practice today. Hasn't really stood out when he's been out there. He was 0-2-2. Let's see. Anything else? The play of the day was Dobbs' corner fade to Eftim Chisholm, who showed up. A bunch of those guys, whether it's Javon Baker, Eftim Chisholm, a lot of those guys fighting for spots. Javon Baker, which I think I just said. Eftim Chisholm had a great diving catch on that corner fade. Nice pass from Dobbs to him. DJ James had another huge day with, I think, 3 pass breakups in team periods. And I don't even watch the one-on-ones and 7-on-7s. Couple down. Well, I mentioned Duggar, but also Jack Conley, the undrafted free agent from BC, had a couple tough losses on the edge. His lack of athleticism on the outside is showing up, and he's going to be, I think, hard pressed to make this team. He needs a push. Vrabel said he expects Kendrick Bourne, Charlton Davis, and Christian Gonzalez to be out this week. Both kickers went 4 for 4 from 33, 43, 49, and 54. And I think that's about it. So I expect the Patriots with the joint practice with the Commanders coming on Wednesday. I assume tomorrow is going to be a rest day. I don't know if it's going to be quite the walkthroughs that we've seen, but definitely light to ramp up for Wednesday's big session against the Commanders. So from Gillette Stadium and the Greg Bedard Patriots Podcast here on CLNS Media Network, I will see you guys later this week.